channel, and the Great Depression of the 1930s. So I'm doing the 1930s look with the lovely Lesleyanne. She's such a lovely lady. I really enjoy her channel content. She does vlogs. She looks after other people's dogs, so she's got kind of a dog hotel going on. She does shopping hauls, she does grocery hauls, she does unboxings, and sometimes she gets gifted items, and she's just generally a really, really lovely person. And sometimes she does makeup looks. Her husband Chris often pops on camera, just pottering around in the background. They are both just such a lovely couple, and I have been watching her channel for I think around 3 years now, and it's just such a lovely place to be. So as you can see, I did a try, well you don't see, but I did try to attempt a 1930s hairstyle, and that just didn't happen. So I've just parted it up the side how they had a parting, although it's a useless attempt at it, and just popped it like this. Now I look weird. In fact, I know I look like my dad by blood, but even more so like this. Anyway, so in the 1930s, fashion went back to a more silhouette style, because in the 20s it was very boyish, very up and down, no shape to it at all. So in the 30s it went back to more of a fitted silhouette. Hemlines went just past the knee and all the way to the ankle. So that was the kind of length we was looking at. And the colours tended to be in mauves and dusky pinks. Shoes were also more daintier. They went back to the nice dainty womanly look, because I think the 20s there was a little bit on the boyish side. This one requires thin arched brows, and I'm not shaving my eyebrows off because they will never grow back again. They've already been plucked to death when I was growing up, so they don't grow back there anyway, so I'm not attempting that. I'm not going to block them out either because it just doesn't look right for me. And the shimmers came in with eyeshadows, although some women used to just use olive oil or Vaseline on their lids, just give them a bit of a shine. And it was everything about the lashes, false lashes all the way, both top and bottom. So I've given you a few facts. I'm going to get on with this look. So I'm not going to do my priming on my face with this until I put the shadows on because of the fallout and etc. And the first palette I'm going to go in with, because eyeshadow colours were beige, greens and mauves. So I'm going to cheat now because I've tried all this with my finger and it's not working. So I'm using the fluffy brush, and I'm going to be using my So Eva palette for the beigey shade, and that beige shade is called Luster. I'm going to just pop that on in my crease, and if I don't get a mirror I'll be out of luck because no mirror in this. So let me pop that to the side. My mirror could do with a clean. So just a light dusting in the crease. I'm not putting much pressure on the brush. I have also primed my eyes with some concealer and a bit of setting powder, because the trouble with having eyelids which tend to go a bit oily is eyeshadows come straight off them. So I've cheated there a bit as well. So I'm just doing that rounded shape. A lot of them did do this up to the brow bone as well. So, but I'm just going to define my eyes like this. Sometimes it's quite conflicting with the information you find. I've found a lot of my information on Glamour Days. It's a very good website. They've also got a YouTube channel, and I've just been watching various bits and bobs. And 1930s was the period of the Great Depression. The stock market fell, and yeah, it just wasn't a good time. Plus in 1939 World War II started, so they had that over their head before that started. They knew it was imminent, and women decided they was going to go out and have a bit of fun, even though the money wasn't there. And you can hardly blame them, because it does take your mind off things, don't it? So you couldn't blame them for that. Okay, so I've just popped in that colour just to give it a bit of depth. And my next palette is over this way, so looking over that way will not help. And I'm going to use this shimmery green here, because shimmers came in, so I'm using it. Botanical it's called, and it's a green shade there. And I'm going to pop that on with my finger today. Wow, that is a nice green. I'm going to use my cousin's iPad today, hopefully to edit it. The last time I tried to edit a video on there, it was very quick and I was happy with that. But for some reason, and it was an old video I'd filmed months ago and I decided to put it up. And for some reason, it just went completely out of sync, and I don't know why. I had a video a couple of days back, it did exactly the same, but only at the end of the video. So if you do see a video and it's slightly out of sync at the end, that was the problem. But it's a minute, so I'm not worried. So hopefully I don't have that long editing job, because the trouble with this iPad is the memory fails so much. It only gives me 32 gig. Most times I'm already on 23. We've got to have a look at it on the PC, get the system up, because there's certain files on iPads you can't get into unless you use a certain software on the computer. And it might be just that, it's clogging up the memory, because I certainly haven't loaded it up with apps or anything. So, no idea what's going on. Anyway, back to the 30s. Hair was soft, cropped, side parted with Marcel waves. And I did attempt it, but it wasn't going. So I just have a low bun at the back. I tried a side bun, and yeah. And hair grips. I've got long hair grips, quite long, but they just kept coming out. It wasn't working. So nothing I could have done about that. So I decided just go for a low bun, and then I'll part it sort of sideways, although that's failed a bit. Okay, I'm overdoing this, I don't know why. I keep going back on lids thinking it's not done evenly, and we can see it is, so we'll stop that, because I'm obsessive. Okay, I'm going to just clean this up. Make sure it doesn't come out the outer edge, because it's still pretty much staying here rather than coming out a bit. So now I'm going to prime. Now there was no highlighters, so we haven't got a highlighter again. So primer, they would have just used the regular moisturising cream, so I'm using this. Just pop some blobs on and massage this in. Okay, just a bit there. I don't want that going in my eye. So, shades of blusher. Where's my top? Shades of blusher were a peachy tone. The pinks, they were all gone. No more pink blush. Okay, so I'm going in with the usual collection eyebrow pencil. And we're going to do shocking brows because that's what it was. It was thin. They were thin and very arched, but I can't really master the very arched brow. I mean, taking away the shape they are, and I don't think I've got the skill, to be fair. So I'm just going to pencil my brows in. I'll not pencil them in, more pencil. Colour them. And brows was still going very long, way past the brow bone. So I am going to bring this quite low. Wow, that's shocking. I am going nowhere else today, so wow. Oh no, no, why would they do this? Why was this a thing? Oh my goodness. So they did use this brown for the lower lash line, so I'm gonna just pop that on the lower lash line. And I have got the most horrendous shakes today. It's the inhaler I'm having to take. I have lessened it, but it's just taking its time to settle down. Some days better than others. Today isn't one of them. Just checking I'm filming. The inhaler in question is a corticosteroid, so not a full-on steroid, but it's a steroid-based inhaler. And I was told to take double the dose I'd taken. My answer's just so like that, it was crazy. So I went, nope, not doing this. If I can master to manage my asthma without it, that amount of times, that is what I'm doing, and that is what I will continue to do. Otherwise, I'm going to have to ask to see if there's anything else because I can't cope with this. Plus it gives you a really sore mouth and lips, and my mouth and sore, try that again. My mouth and lips yesterday was so sore and blistered that eating anything was really painful. So I'm just going to smudge this out. There we are. So nothing in the waterline, just on the lower lash line. I put that back, so that's fine. Going in with this mascara. Not mascara. Eyelashes was really popping because the lashes were quite long, so I can really coat these lashes and make them bigger. If I don't poke myself in the eye, I'll be surprised. You might not be able to tell how bad my hands are, but wow. It's because I've got an incredible ability to control them as much as I can. Okay, I'm going to go in with another coat. Oh, excuse coughing. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I have to really concentrate. Coat the bottom lash. I'm not sure they did that. I can't find any information, so I'm just going to coat mine. And you can see them lashes are quite good. Okay, so blusher. Got a mirror in here. I'm going in with this peachy shade called Marshmallow. And this mirror's terrible. Now, if I remember for blusher, let's have a look. Rouge was used sparingly, if at all. The desired effect in the 30s was not rugged, wholesome or outdoorsy, so pink cheeks were not in vogue. Triangular blush kind of way. And it varies between the shape of your face. So I've got a round face, so this way will work. And I'm just going to try and make it a triangular shape, but also not too overdone. That's very subtle, which is what they did. So triangular shape here. Don't think you can see that quite so much. I might have gone a bit mad there, but I think that's more lighting showing that. Because on this mirror it's fine. So, very subtle. I've not powdered. I was going to go in with foundation as well, but that's gone out the window. Right, I'm going to powder this now. I know it's a bit weird because I've already done my blusher. I knew there was something I needed to do and get out the drawer already, and that didn't happen because I forgot and I couldn't think of it afterwards. So I'm just going to powder. A lot of them just powdered anyway, to be fair. Not a lot of people had foundation, so a lot just powdered. It was still more of a thing because compact powders came out, but not a lot used them, so I'm not wrong there. Now that blusher looks better. Now I want to put more on, you know, because that makes sense. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, that is very subtle. That's better. And the next thing is lipstick. So, gone was the bee sting look of the 20s, thank goodness, because that was weird. Now, this lipstick isn't exactly pointy, but it will do the job. Applying lipstick, blotting, then reapplying. A brush is not needed. I've got to get some tissue so I can do the blotting. Let's just wipe the corners of my mouth, and it was emphasising the cupid's bow as much as you can. And this is just a red lipstick I got from Primark, which hasn't got a name on it. So I'm going to blot this. So and then I'm going to reapply. Yeah, and reapply, don't have to blot again. And they said that would keep your lipstick on. Now, there was a liner on the lids, but unfortunately I cannot master that for the life of me, so that won't be happening today. Like I said, please go and check out the lovely Lesleyanne. I am absolutely sure, really sure, by 100% you're going to love her channel. It's a lovely place to be, so relaxing, and she is beautiful. So please go and check out her channel. The links to her channel will be in the description, well, the video link will be in the description box, along with the playlist to this series. I'm going to see you again next time, so please do all the good stuff in the meantime, so it helps me get recognised on YouTube. And I'm just going to show you this look because I nearly forgot. So here it is. So it is my take on the 1930s. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to go now. I will see you again for another beauty related video on Wednesday, and then on Saturday I will see you for the 1940s look with the lovely Destiny. Goodbye everyone.